If we know anything about marketing in the modern age, it's that it is all about psychology. How people think, feel, and react absolutely affects buying habits every second of the day. So understanding what makes people tick can be huge for getting them to buy. That's why today I'm going to be talking to you about Jeff Walker's 9 mental triggers that he introduces in his book Launch and how they can help you to make more sales and get more people over that line. My name is Trent Kennelly. I'm a marketing strategist, and on this channel I talk about all the things that you can do to improve your business through marketing, sales, and analytics. So if that sounds good to you and you're excited, make sure that you like this video, subscribe to my channel if you're into it, comment and let me know which trigger you find most helpful on all of these 9 mental triggers, and then stick around until the end to first find out how to get a free consultation from me that I give away every single week for 1 hour, or to get a free guide to marketing funnels that also includes all of these emotional triggers and how you can use them at each stage to get the most out of your customer. All right, let's get started. So just a really quick setup before we jump in. I just want to tell you what this is. So Jeff Walker came out with these 9 mental triggers in his book Launch, which is a fantastic book. You should read it. And it does a lot of things, but it really breaks down how to approach new customers and what things people use instinctively, not necessarily consciously, to make a decision to purchase. And these 9 mental triggers are a very good breakdown of the different ways that people decide to make that decision, what kind of facets people rely on when they're deciding whether to buy something. All right, so let's jump into the first one. The first mental trigger is authority. So we look to people who are in positions of authority to help guide our decision making. You can think of like a doctor, a professor, a lawyer. Those are traditional ideas of people with authority. And so we look to them as having authority because they've put in the work or they've done the studies or they have the degree or something. And as a result, we're more likely to buy from them than we would from like an alley doctor or something. Somebody that, you know, you find it on the back street or in a van. You're not going to necessarily want to go to them versus a doctor who has that authority because they've been in school or whatever. You don't have to have gone to school to have that authority. You have to have the knowledge. You have to have the ability to show that you know more or your product does more than your competitors. So you can use this in your own business in many different ways. One of those ways could be by building up your influencer profiles on social media. That takes a long time because you have to get a lot of people to look to you as an important authority figure before that's really going to start paying off dividends. So you need to be patient with that. But maybe even a short-term possibility here would be thinking about the companies that have worked with you in the past and just grabbing their logos off their websites and putting them on your webpage because you've worked with them already. And you can say, look, I have authority with these guys. They trust me as a result of the knowledge that I have and that I've given them. So you should feel the same way. You should come over and work with me as well because these guys have. So that's kind of an easy way that you can build up authority on your webpage like super fast. Emotional trigger 2 is reciprocity. So the idea here is that when someone gives us something, we feel obligated to give something in return. Someone randomly buys you lunch, for instance, you feel obligated to get them next time. That's really typical in our society, in many societies, because we like to feel like we're on equal terms, so we want to give as much as we get, right? Which means that if you're on social media or you are somehow giving way more value than you're getting in return, it's creating a reciprocity imbalance. What that means is that you have given so much, they have given so little that when you ask them to make a purchase or something, they're going to feel a little bit more obligated to make that purchase than they would have if there was a balance, right? So there are several ways to do this. Obviously, again, as I just mentioned, is to be a thought leader, an influencer on social media. That really helps build up that profile and get a lot of people to feel obligated from you at the same time. But there's simpler ways as well. Ebooks, free consultations, all that sort of stuff is also a possibility here. Emotional trigger 3 is trust. It is a lot easier to get action from somebody if they trust you. Are you going to put your credit card information on a site that you don't know or trust? Probably not. It could be a scam. You don't really know who it is, so you're probably not going to do it. But Amazon, however, they have your trust because you've purchased from them before many, many times. There have been no issues buying from them, so you feel pretty confident in even leaving your credit card information on there. But building trust takes time, right? There's only one way to really build trust. Consistency, quality, and strong relationships over time. That's the only way that people are going to start to trust you. That's another reason that social media takes so long, because you have to build trust with people. They have to trust that the information you're giving them is good. I also want to say the opposite side of that coin is that losing trust takes an instant. It's one lie, it's one moment of dishonesty, you could lose your entire business. So that's why I say, actually be honest, guys. Let's actually be upfront about what's going on, because we don't want to lose our business in an instant for some stupid lie. It's just not worth it. Trigger number 4 is anticipation. There is a lot of excitement around upcoming launches and releases. We get more excited when we have to wait longer, and this increases the likelihood that we're gonna buy. Now, there's a balance here. You don't wanna make them wait too long because anticipation will dissipate, right? So if you can keep them on the hook for maybe even a month, that's gonna really increase the likelihood that someone's gonna buy. And honestly, the implementation here is super easy. On your next product launch, announce it ahead of time, keep pushing it, get signups to be notified, and then finally do an actual launch. Don't just soft launch it. Do a hard launch where everybody is celebrating the fact that this new product is coming out and you want more people to buy it because it's so amazing. If you can make that kind of a big show, you can build that anticipation ahead of time and increase the likelihood people will buy. Trigger 5 is likability. So we tend to want to work with people that we like. We tend to want to buy from people that we like. We tend to want to listen to people that we like. So the easy answer here is to be likable, but let's be a little more clear by using an example. So Ellen DeGeneres, everybody's now favorite person. We've probably heard of the stories now, but just a quick summary. For a very long time, she's been a beloved person as a genuine, likable person because she was giving things away to people. She was always talking about being kind and being nice to one another, until it started to come out that it was very toxic to work with her and in her company. And so now her overall likability with people has gone really through the bottom. And as a result of that, nobody really wants to listen to her. Nobody watches her show anymore because they don't like her, right? And so it's really important, because they don't get any more ad revenue as a result of that, that our likability be genuine, right? So you want to humanize your message, absolutely. You want to relate to people as much as possible, absolutely. But there is a genuineness factor that has to come into play here, because if it doesn't matter how long you've been on and how long you've been going. Eventually this is going to come out. So just be a genuine, honest person, and your life is going to be a lot easier. And if you're genuine and honest and you can find a way to be likable on camera, I think you're in a good shape. Trigger 6 is events or rituals. So people are very social, which means that they respond more strongly to events or rituals or group activities. A couple good examples of this are sports and religion. These are at their very core group activities, group events, because they don't happen every single day all the time, and they are kind of ritualistic, right? So if you want to use this yourself, you don't have to have something as big as a religion or a sports team. You can build out group activities with scheduled and recurring elements, or you can have like a Facebook group with weekly reviews of, let's say, hair products or something like that. If you have it scheduled and structured with a group of people that are kind of like your exclusive, that really helps to build out that event, and that increases the likelihood that these people are going to kind of view you as the core of the event or the ritual, which increases the likelihood that they're going to want to buy from you on the back end. Trigger 7 is community. So this is kind of similar to events or rituals, where events and rituals are time dependent, so it might happen once a week. Community is the group of people that are involved in those things. And it's not just about the event itself, but it is about the discussion that happens about the people themselves and how they interact with each other around the product or service. It's kind of this herd mentality idea. So if you can build a community of people that have that particular interest in your product or service, you can more easily push them down the line to make the decision to make that purchase at the end. It's a very effective way of getting more people to come into your fold and make more purchases more often. Trigger 8 is scarcity. So the rarer something is, the more we tend to want it. Diamonds and Lamborghinis, these are great examples of that, because they're hardware that's very rare and hard to get, so the price is very high, right? But you don't have to have hardware to make this work for you. So I'm going to use online courses as a great example here. A lot of online courses like to offer a number of seats that are available for this round of the course before they remake the course and put something else out there. But is it actually true that there are only 1,000 possible seats? Of course not. They've already filmed the course. It costs them absolutely nothing extra to add a 1,001 seat or 10,000 seats to get as many people in there as possible. But by telling you there are only 1,000 or 100 seats available, they allow themselves to increase the price because they increase the urgency in you to want to buy more quickly and not be the person that misses out. So you can look at a lot of different things in your business and find the right thing that you can build scarcity with. And if you just take that thing away a little bit, maybe add a discount and take it away or something like that, it's really going to increase the likelihood that someone's going to buy. Final element is social proof. So we tend to trust the experiences of those that have come before us. So if you're putting things on your website that show that others have been successful, others have come before this potential user, and they have had a lot of success with this product or service, then they are more likely to make that purchase. Think of any LinkedIn endorsement, any testimonial that you might have seen, any kind of review on Facebook. Those are great examples of social proof. Now, I do want to caution you, if you're going to put these on your site, make sure that you put a face and a name with that testimonial, because if it's just text, just stars and text, nobody's interested, nobody's going to read it. But people are more likely to be drawn to it if there's a face and a name associated with it. Last point, guys, I want to talk about combos. So yes, you can use these all individually, and I kind of talked about them all individually, but if you take all of these elements and you sandwich as many of them as possible on top of each other, you're just increasing the likelihood over and over that someone is going to want to buy. If you're putting authority with trust, with reciprocity, you put all these three together and you make a message that is all three of those, it really helps to increase that sale. Some would even say it triples the likelihood of making that sale. I don't know if I totally believe that, but one way or another, by sandwiching these, you're just speaking to everybody on every level for what they need to hear to make that purchase. There you go, guys. I hope that was helpful for you to make more effective sales through your copywriting. I think that that's really going to be able to help you a lot. Otherwise, if you need a little bit more information, in the link in my description, I have a guide that walks you through marketing funnels and where to use these emotional triggers, and I think that's really going to help you out quite a bit. Otherwise, if you can't afford a marketing consultant right now, I have this service where I'm giving away a free 1-hour consultation to a business that really, really needs it right now. There's no strings attached. You won't even be added to my email list. But for now, I just want you to go to the link in my description, fill out the form, just give me a little 2-line pitch as to what you need, and then like, comment, and subscribe on this video, and then I will absolutely take a look and let you know very quickly. Otherwise, if you like this video and you want more, make sure that you like this video, comment, and let me know what you thought about it, what your favorite mental trigger was there, and then subscribe, and I'll catch you in the next one.